here we have a community alert, and all kinds of race, all kind of age people are sex offenders, and this one is a high risk and needs to be released, and the halfway houses to go to and so forth, and all this, they got to publicize it and they got to report to wherever they go to the station. I met a guy recently, I think he said he's from Alabama, black guy. He said, man, when you go around and stuff like that, you don't have to report nowhere. Now, I know he's crazy and I don't even take him serious again to have any conversation with him, but I'm not sure why he thinks that I need to report somewhere. I don't know if he has to report and then thinks because we seem to be in the same level, same status, that maybe I too am in his same situation. I recall somebody had called a school I was teaching in Florida and told them that I'm a sexual predator, and I think that was, the government, either Florida or somebody, or my girlfriend or whatever. And so I went to the resource officer, the police officer, and said, look, somebody called in something here. Can we track the phone number and see who called or whatever? So she just made it easy and said, look, we did a background check on you before you could teach here, so we worried about what they had to say. I mean, if you're a sexual predator, you got to have been convicted, and if you're not convicted as yet, that kind of information would have been passed on, and we would have checked into it, and then we would have had to take you in and you do a case and whole 9 yards. So don't worry about it. But I know psychiatry and psychologists have been benefited big times when religion and God was thrown out of society. And many times these psychologists and psychiatrists say this person is good when they make enough money and they get somebody else to come in and take his place so that they could keep that outside woman happy and both going good, and trips and tips and all the whole 9 yards of wine and dine and stuff like that and so forth. But even some psychologists and psychiatrists are perverts themselves. I remember a psychiatrist somewhere I think in California was charged with molesting kids, and some of them are crazy, they're smoking weed and all kind of drugs. They just, for some reason or the other, finds an easy profession. You can say anything and it flies. You go to court and you say anything. You just speculate. If you like the person, you give them a nice little story. If you don't like them, black or whatever, you say all kinds of stuff, but then you get them executed or put in jail long times. But to change people down to the core level where they need to be changed, even this brother, let me see, he's a dangerous, high-risk sex offender. God can go in there and make this person into a saint, make this person into a decent person, But society has moved to the extent where that is like something in the past. We ain't go to no God. We have a psychiatrist over there, we have medication over here. We could even go in and cut out a piece of the brain so that you can't even think about that stuff. We could castrate them, you know what I mean? And, it's so easy. I remember this, I think he was either a psychiatrist or a psychologist in the 60s or 70s. There was some teenage girl either killed her parents or was having serious problems with her parents, and the authorities referred her to this guy to do some work with her, and he ended up falling in love with her and got married to her. And not so long ago, she killed him. So he was his own enemy. He put himself at risk. I don't want to get in no position like that, and you just have to readjust your mind. Scheduling things, doing things different. You don't want to get too much involved with people, the stuff. One the other night, a young boy said, "Man, I want to be a psychologist, man." I said, "Well, in college, I was into a lot of psychology, and I was like controlling the campus. I used to get things done, and I had a whole bunch of psychological things I was working on. But teachers advised me to stay away from that because, and then later on I come to realize that it gets into stuff that I don't want to get into, like hypnosis and working for the government and lying and saying this man is whatever the government wants to say. I ain't doing that. I ain't going there. And so this individual here might be truly addicted. And the funny thing is that these individuals who have these problems, you see, there are a variety of evil out there. Some people, some preachers, promote themselves as people that could heal and cast out demons and stuff like that from people and so forth. And I'm very cautious with them. because there's one in the Midwest, I think it's Oklahoma. He used to be casting out demons. Now he's a Satanist. He's a minister of Satan and so on. So I believe that man to be working with the devil. So what they do is say like, instead of being a big wheel, I mean, exchange a big wheel for a small wheel. You know what I mean? I have a 26-inch rim and a 20-inch rim right in front of me. So but you know, it's the same deal. It's just smaller. Or for example, this guy might have been shoplifting, and they heal him, and then he end up like robbing the bank. Now, you know, it's like it's only if God comes in, He's going to make this person 180 degrees different, around about maybe a 360 or whatever. So when he was to steal, He's going to stop stealing completely. He isn't going to exchange one evil for another, like stop stealing but start smoking weed or doing, you know, crack or whatever. He's going to just become a good citizen. But as I said, these people have benefited a lot from the amelioration of religion and God from our lives. But the problems only getting compounded. And I don't think people are prepared to go back to the God times. I mean, we're just going to go forward to the end of things. But some of these individuals like this stuff so much, man, that they're not married, they're living by themselves, and all they could find them is with, they go on the internet, they want to check some porn site, or they got magazines with naked girls and all kinds of stuff they're thinking about. So, I mean, I don't know if they really want to be helped because they enjoy this kind of stuff. And I mean, while it's reality, but an abundance of it or an obsession with it is a problem. And it leads them to do things that molest kids and so forth. And so, you know, what to do? Just the other day, this doctor at the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta was charged with child molestation and bestiality. So that even though she's educated, has a big job, somewhere in her mind she's a pervert and end up doing this kind of stuff. So, you know, I believe though that the alternative where we, you know, try to educate kids since they're 4 about sex and so forth, it's one thing counterproductive. I know that in our societies you just can't do cruel and unusual punishments, but some places like they would take care of this brother that you wouldn't even want to try them children molestation stuff. But you know, I mean, cruel and unusual punishment is a crucial you know, law here. And so here we go. We have a whole variety of them living on the internet where they live and all this kind of stuff. But it's like a rapist. He sees this lady, he wasn't raped her. Whereas he could have backed up, be nice to the lady, you know, have some good conversation. It mightn't go that way. She might just walk away. Another one, he has a good conversation, you know, start a relationship, bam, they get intimate, it's moving nice, and so on. But some folks seem to like the chase, like the, you know, whatever, you know, whatever, cream the jeans or float the boat, they're with it. So there we go. But it's a serious problem, and you know, the solutions may not work because this person doesn't want it to work, or he doesn't have the strength that only God could give to really help him to overcome. It's just like drug addiction, theft, whatever. It's the same deal.